As an abuse survivor who lived at the mercy of a narcissist for 20 years, I still struggle a lot with coming to terms with my abuse. I have moments where I see things in perspective and I am able to accept that the pain I endured for so many years was not normal and that I deserved so much better than what I was getting. And then I also have my low moments where I revert back to the belief that everything that happened to me was my fault, that I was wrong, that I was flawed, that I never made an effort, that the people who raised me did their absolute best and I just wasn't cooperative enough. My wonderful therapist knows I use Reddit, and so last week she gave me a challenging assignment. What if you slipped into your mother's shoes 20 years back and took to the internet to ask if strangers thought your parenting methods were normal? It's not a very honest thing to do. I know there's a lot of well-meaning, kind strangers on Reddit's to community who take their time to help others with real situations. By posting from someone else's POV about events that took place decades ago, I was going to abuse their trust and have them waste time engaging with a fictional poster. But I was willing to give it a try. And so I did. I slipped into my mother's shoes and asked strangers what they thought of the fact that I was leaving my bullied 11-year-old behind so I could move to a different city to pursue my dream job. A job she didn't need to survive, but that she desperately wanted for money, status, and to get back at her Sam friends. I made sure to reply to people using the exact same words and arguments my mother used. And the response was overwhelming. I was expecting people to tell me it was totally okay, and that kids don't really need that much attention anyway. I was expecting people to tell me at 11 years old, a child is perfectly capable of standing up to her bullies and toughening up. I was expecting people to agree that her level of uninvolvement was totally acceptable. I was wrong. Hundreds of people replied to tell me how wrong, how brutal, and how heartless that was. How that child would experience massive trauma from emotional neglect. How that child would forever feel like she was never important enough because she didn't even matter enough for her mother to stay with her and to choose her over a job. And they were right. Back then, I was just that insignificant, and 20 years later, it still hurts a lot.